Mickey Talks.
Hello, everyone. Yes, it is Mickey Talks. Is this 50?
Yeah, it's episode 51. We did 50 at Natalie's on Friday.
Episode 51, Mickey Talks. Matt Davis and myself. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing great, man. We have an awesome guest coming up today.
Yes.
Phil Von Eiff.
Yes, comedian and gunman.
Yeah, he's a great impressionist and also an armor over at Guntry in Owings Mills. Have you ever been there?
No, I've heard about it. It's like a country club for gun people.
It's amazing.
That's what I heard, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. How was your weekend?
The weekend was good, yeah.
Now, I must say to you, I felt bad for you and your family Friday. After our show, you had planned to eat at Natalie's.
And then the hurricane came in.
Well, that and there was a 4-hour wait.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Listen, I'm happy for Natalie's. That's amazing.
They literally had reservations until 10 p.m. chock full.
That's incredible.
Nobody could get in.
Yeah.
It's so wild.
We're there every Friday, so if you want to eat,
and that's why they're
make
so
a reservation. Pro tip.
Yeah, if you're gonna go up to Natalie's on a weekend, make a pro tip.
Yeah.
Thank you to Natalie's Seafood Kitchen as well. Today's show brought to you by Barnes Paving.
Yes, sir.
And that is barnespaving.com, BARNES paving.com. Give them a call anytime, 443-243-3710. Mention Mickey Talks, get 10% off at Barnes Paving. They do commercial, residential, anything. They're the best. They're MHIC licensed and insured and accredited with the Better Business Bureau. That is Barnes Paving. Now, Matt, this weekend, I got off Friday from our show. I was going to go home, right? I was just going to chill out. And I thought, I'm going to go down to see Dennis Shockett next door at the Barrel House.
Yeah.
And his band 1974. Have you seen them?
Haven't seen them yet.
I saw them for about 40 seconds one time and thought, wow, that's good. Oh my God. Now it's not hard rock, but it's like a lot of 70s cool pop, like songwriter rock.
Love it.
Cheap Trick. Like just,
it's a party in there, I'm sure.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was packed. It was such a great time. And then Saturday, got a wild hair up, right? And decided was going to go down to Annapolis for the night. Me, Shannon, right?
Yeah.
So she was going to go. And then we went, right? I'm sorry, Saturday night. Yeah. She went and we got to Annapolis. And I was put in charge of everything. Once we got to Annapolis, she said, okay, figure everything out. Right. So I was like, all right. So we found a hotel. And then she's like, all right, we got to eat. And I was like, and she goes, make it good. And I say it like she's being mean. That wasn't it. But she's like putting it on me.
There's so many great restaurants in Annapolis, too.
I'm not making this up.
Yeah.
I had the best meal in a restaurant I've ever had in my life.
Where'd you go?
It's called O'Leary's Seafood.
Okay.
It was,
Is that Main Street?
No, I don't know. And that you don't have to go all the way down to the water, right? Like from that main
the city dock.
Yeah. And you go to the right, there's that bridge that goes over to the other side. As soon as you go over, it's like the first left. And it's right there. And it's called O'Leary's.
I know exactly where you're talking about.
Dude,
yeah.
I'm not making this up. It was the best meal I have ever had in a restaurant, from the ambiance of the place to the presentation, the service. It ain't cheap.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Luckily, she was buying everything. I'm not kidding. She did.
Well, you did good picking the places, sound. But you can't go wrong down in Annapolis. They've got so many great places.
Listen, Shannon, I don't want her to hear this in case she's listening, so I'm gonna say it quiet. She's not a very easy person to please sometimes when it comes to food.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like she's a foodie, and like that's her business. Like she's worked in the food industry her whole life. So to take her somewhere new, it's like, oh my God.
A little nerve-wracking.
It would be like taking Tiger Woods to test out new drivers you built. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to impress her.
Yes. Both of us were just like the best experience we have ever had.
Wow.
Owner I think he's young. Like I say young, probably 10, 15 years younger than me. Guy named Will Peterson or Patterson, damn it. But what a great dude. Him and his wife, Jen, I believe. We met them. just incredible people. And what a great place. So if you're in Annapolis, O'Leary's Seafood was just, it was unbelievable, man.
I'm guessing right on the water from where you were describing.
It's like, yeah, it is. Yeah. But it's like a little cove thing.
Yep.
And then you look out, you see the bridge. It was
That's
just
beautiful. Yeah,
if anybody's ever been to O'Leary's, man, you know what I'm talking about. It's not cheap, but I will tell you, it's not ridiculous. We got a meal that was a special, but apparently it's always on the menu. It is crab risotto, right? With a whole I don't know the right word. When you take all the shell off of a whole lobster.
Yeah.
Was on top of it.
Nice. Wow.
It was, I'm telling you, it was like incredible. And then we also had, here's the other thing about Shannon. She can eat. You know what I mean? She likes to eat. So, and we also had a 22-ounce steak. Delmonico's steak.
What did you guys split these things?
Now, the steak did end up, a lot of it ended up coming back. There was about an ounce and a half left of that risotto we put in a souffle cup because we just couldn't leave it on the table. We took that. It was. You
guys split 2 dishes?
Yeah, so that's what we do normally.
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
You know, I don't ever get to pick anything, but we always split it. Yeah, Shannon.
You don't ever get to pick anything, huh?
No, not at the restaurant. You think I'm making that part up? But now, luckily for me, if I'm fair and honest, like I don't.
It doesn't sound like you have anything to complain about, man. You got lobster and steak.
It was ridiculous. Yeah. It was the greatest surf and turf I've ever had.
That's amazing.
And so then from there, this is hilarious. Sunday we wake up and we're like, she said, "You want to go to the beach?" So I was like, "Yeah, we'll go to the beach. I ain't got nothing to do today, right?" So we went down there and we got up really early this morning. Came in, but something cool happened down there. So. I've talked before, like, you know, Shannon and I have been back and forth for 12 years almost. And don't always, it's a rough relationship at times, but we figured something out. Shannon is what I like to call, to me, I mean, look, I think Shannon's beautiful, sexy, all that. She's got a lot of male energy.
Is that right?
Yeah, she's a very alpha woman in a way.
Okay.
Right? And it's hard for me. I'm not good with that. And I've always struggled, like, communicating because it's like I don't know how to talk to a man with boobs. I know how to talk to a woman with boobs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You never just meet a girl and she just talks and it's like, wow, you talk like a dude. Not sounds like a guy, just in essence.
Right. Or the energy.
So yesterday when we were at the beach, she was going to go up and see some of her family. And she was like, and I was like, I'll just stay on the beach or whatever. So she left for about an hour and a half. And I was thinking about things. And one of the things I was thinking about was like, man, I wish we just could communicate better, right? And I literally, I'm not even gonna lie, like I got a little upset about it, thinking about it. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, I just got to talk to her like a dude, like I talk to my buddies. But you can't talk to a guy with like the name Shannon. I mean, if I knew him as Shannon, but I couldn't use her name because it sounds feminine to me. So for 24 hours now, I've been calling her Doug. And there's a reason I chose Doug. Because I've met a bunch of Dougs.
Okay.
And they're always really cool, but they're like just these guys. A Doug to me is always kind of like in his own world. Doug's never really usually like run the circle. You know what I mean? But Doug's like a dude you can just talk to about anything.
He's a laid back dude.
Yeah, but he's also a guy that says some crazy shit sometimes. You look at it and you go, "Hey, Doug. The fuck are you talking about, man? Don't make no sense, Doug." And if Doug's a real Doug, he kind of looks back at you and he goes, "I know, I'm just being Doug." So we started talking that way. Yeah. It's been great. So I'm dating a dude named Doug, I think.
Check
I don't know what
you out, man.
Yeah,
I think
weird.
you might have invented like a new form of like psychology therapy, like Doug therapy.
Dude, what it is okay. Listen. When you're in the car driving,
you gotta write a book, dude. My Life with Doug. You're gonna help couples everywhere, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Doug is a sexy bitch, but no, dude, I'm serious.
Yeah,
like I think it was more like a lesson in self-reflection when I think back to what I was thinking about on the beach.
Yeah,
I was like, maybe I know how I used to communicate with women. And I get it. Not all women are the same.
Yeah.
I come from a line of very, very feminine women. It was wild.
And your lady's feminine. Let's not.
No. Look, listen. She's a woman.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the way she talks. Like, have you ever had a woman look at you when it's sex time and just be like, "Hey, come on, you want to stick it in or what? Let's go. I got to get up early. I got to drive him to school. Let's get. If we're doing this, it's got to be now." Right? You know what I'm saying? And like in her way, I think she's just trying to say, like, we got to do it now. I want to do it, but it's got to be now. We're like, women usually have more of a delicate approach.
Yeah.
I think is what I'm used to.
I hear you.
It's not very delicate.
Okay.
You know that little setting on the dryer that says like delicates?
Yeah.
Her dryer doesn't have one of them.
No.
It's just permanent press and dry and shit.
Dang.
That's her 2 settings.
Yeah.
Right? So anyway, also, we went to that O'Leary's, right? And afterwards, it's probably 10:30, 11. And neither one of us, like, you know, wanted to get hammered or anything like that. But we also didn't want to go right back to the hotel. So we went to Stan and Joe's. So you ever been there?
Yeah, I have. Yep.
I'm booked there next Friday, by the way. I didn't know it till I walked in.
What do you mean you didn't know
I saw
it?
my poster on the wall. I'm kidding about it. I knew it, but I forgot until that guy Will from O'Leary's was like, "You guys should go to Stan and Joe's, like an institution, real cool."
Right.
So we go down there, hung out for about an hour and a half. But while we were there, it's like that place is wild, by the way. You talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yeah.
They didn't leave anybody out.
Right.
Stan and Joe's.
Sure.
Right. So anyway, we're hanging out there, and you can't tell if the guy next to you is a millionaire or washing dishes next door. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so crazy down there.
Yeah.
So anyway, we ended up, we walked out back to vape. And so we're vaping, and this young girl, I went to the bathroom, and Doug was sitting there with
Doug.
And yeah, Doug, me and Doug were cool at this
How did she
point.
feel about the name, by the way?
She loved it.
Yeah.
Because she loved the way we communicated.
Right. Only took you 12 years, man.
And it's weird.
I'm happy for you. I'm joking.
Yeah, no, it was great. But I got to tell you the story. So this will explain some of the Doug energy.
All right.
She's the kind of girl, like, I got to word it right because I don't want to make her sound like something she's not. She's very flirtatious, but in like a confident dude way, like a Doug.
I got you.
You know? So, but like normally I'm used to seeing her kind of assert that as her little thing. She got owned at the bar by this girl, though. This girl and her started talking.
Wow. She had like what? He had like what? Ray energy?
Who, the girl?
Yeah.
No, the girl that was like talking to her.
Yeah.
She was like a Jedi. Right? And it was funny because normally she's the one, Doug is normally the one with other women that'll be like, "Hey, what's up, girl? You hot?" But you know how girls do that with each other.
Yeah.
But this girl, and then she goes, "Be my friend on." Doug was like, "Be my friend on Facebook," and the girl looked at her and was like, "Nope, this was a one-time event. Hope you enjoyed it." And I just sat there and watched the whole thing, and it was cool. I mean, Doug handled himself good. He did.
That's funny.
But it was funny as hell, man. ended up having a great time. It was fun to get away. I didn't have to spend any money, really.
I think you're onto something here, man.
Yeah,
I think you're going to help lots of other couples.
You got to just date. This is what you got to do.
Yeah.
You got to hang out with Doug and have sex with insert name here. So as soon as you get in the bedroom, Doug stays on the couch. Shannon comes in. As soon as I leave the bedroom, Doug's hanging out with me.
Doug's back. Yeah.
Doug's back. That's what it is.
All right.
Like I told Doug, listen, while I go do my show, dress up and wash that car. You know?
This is revolutionary, man.
I'm telling you, dude.
Yeah.
If a man's out there and he has like an alpha kind of woman, pretend she's your buddy in all aspects of life,
right?
Until it's time to hit it,
right?
You know what I mean? Then you got to change gears. Like I don't know if I'm ready to be like, "All right, Doug, you want something?" Like I can't do that yet. I'm not at that point yet.
Yeah.
But I can, like, in the car with her.
It is Pride Month, man. You know, this might be your month.
Hey, I'll say this.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of my friend Doug.
Right.
I'll say that.
There you go.
But no, dude, it was wild, man. We had a great time. We did. We got away. It was good. So I got to figure out how to combine the Doug Shannon thing and separate it and figure out everything.
We had a whole conversation on Friday about how you thought you had more of a kind of a butch lesbianish kind of look.
Yeah, I felt like Doug maybe thought that too.
Maybe she's the one that should be calling you like Brenda. or something, man.
Well,
Maybe.
I haven't gotten into that side of the story yet.
Ah,
I don't even know if I'm allowed. So I'm gonna stop right now because I'm gonna piss Doug off because I don't know if Doug can fight or not yet. I haven't learned that part. I don't know if Doug's a badass or a pussy.
right,
Like, I
right.
don't know. But I know that the women hitting on her is not a problem. And maybe she does want like a butch girlfriend. I don't know. I got the look.
Maybe you're satisfying that for her. You
Maybe
know?
I just got to start rooting on weird sports teams, make her feel comfortable. You know, like lesbian girls do, the butch ones that are like into the Steelers for some reason. Out of nowhere, you're at a bar and a butch lesbian girl walks in.
That's a thing, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They like the Steelers, the Cowboys, and the Eagles. I've noticed.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
I had no idea.
Yeah. It's like PT Cruisers. Remember when they came out?
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
like
yeah.
a munchmobile. Jesus. Oh my God. Every lesbian in the state had a PT Cruiser. Oh my God. It's like a dude car, but feminine. A PT Cruiser. I guess that's why they went with it. I don't know. All right, Matt, let's get into it. Let's get right into the news. And that is brought to us by Barnes Paving, BARNES paving.com, 443-243-3710. Mention Mickey Talks, get 10% off any paving needs you need. This is That's the Facts. Matt, what do we got, buddy?
So we got Phil Von Eiff coming up shortly here, comedian, also the armor over at Guntry.
Absolutely.
But tell me this, man. Have you, when you were little, did you ever want to take like a ride on the baggage conveyor belt at the airport?
I did.
Come on.
So we went to pick my Aunt Kathy up. It's like 1977. 78 maybe. I was like 9 or 10. PWI.
Is this an old news story about you?
Dude, she was coming off she used to live in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
I believe it was Columbus. And she flew home, and my mom went to pick her up, and I was in the car, and we're waiting, and then she comes out of the plane. We go down to where the bags are. So I'm just watching it, and I'm watching them carry these bags, and they're talking, and I just sat down on it and just started going around.
So how far did you get?
About 15 feet, and
15
a
feet.
man reached over and grabbed me for my mom and just handed her back to me.
That is hilarious. They got you before this toddler.
Yeah,
So
what
this
happened?
toddler went on a fun trip at Newark Liberty International Airport. The 2-year-old boy managed to slip behind the JetBlue ticketing counter and took an unexpected ride on the baggage conveyor belt. Authorities say the child was swept away by the moving belt and traveled all the way down to the baggage handling area. So the port authority officers jumped into action, hopped on the belt themselves to follow and rescue the child.
Wait, did he go back in the back where it gets
he,
dumped and
he
shit?
ended up safely, luckily, in the baggage room.
How old was he?
2 years old.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Kid's in international travel.
he is, man. I
by
think
the
I would
way-
have enjoyed that as a kid.
Doug texted me and said, lighten up, Linda. He's calling me Linda now. I don't like Linda.
Is that a new thing?
I guess maybe she's trying to call me a girl name or whatever, but I don't want to go by Linda. I want a cool, what would be a good girl name for me? And let me look at
I don't
myself
know,
a
man.
second. I can see myself in the camera. If I was a butch lesbian, I think, God, what do I look like to you if I was a,
I don't. That's tough, man.
I know it is.
Maybe
I'm
a
looking
Brenda.
at, no, not Brenda. Yeah, how you going to do that to me, Matt? Can't call me Brenda or
What do you
Linda.
want to be?
Something a little more exotic than Brenda or Linda. I mean, Jesus, I got to be a B cup by now. I don't know.
You're a beautiful lady. You are.
I think I'd be a pretty butch woman.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of butch women. I'm prettier than them. I know I am.
You think?
Yeah, I'm definitely prettier. You know those parted on the side, older lesbian hair.
What about
women?
Gina?
My sister's name's Gina.
Oh, come on.
That would have worked. I would have taken
Yeah,
Gina.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been bad.
Dang it.
I know. I'm going to think of one.
All
I'm
right.
going to think of mine.
You
Why
can
don't
also
the-
text into us or give us a call here if you have a good lesbian name for Mick.
Yeah, I'm looking for a butch lesbian name, though.
Yeah.
It's got to be butch or else it doesn't really work. I think, anyway. Let me see. Nothing yet. Marcy.
I kind of like that, man.
I like Marcy. I know a really cool Marcy, too. A really cool Marcy. And she is not a lesbian nor butch.
All right, Marcy
But
works.
she's very pretty, Marcy. I'm okay. So from now on, Doug, I'm Marcy. You got it.
Well, she's going to tell you what you are, I have a feeling.
Yeah, she
Nick.
will. I have no control over nothing.
So 14 million honeybees escaped from a semi truck overturned in Washington State.
Say it again.
14 million honeybees escaped after a semi-truck overturned in Washington State.
Oh my!
Yeah, so it's a buzzworthy story, Mick.
Okay.
Unfolding in Whatcom County, Washington, where 14 million bees escaped. A commercial truck carrying about 70,000 pounds of honeybee hives lost part of its load early on Friday. The sheriff's office said deputies, the county public works, and several bee experts responded to the scene. And someone asked, once the hives are rebuilt and stacked, will the bees return to them? He said probably not. There's going to be massive losses. They're going to be making their way into the community and developing new hives there.
Oh my God!
Another beekeeper had a small smoke machine designed to calm the bees. He said with smoke sometimes it works, but when they're really angry like this, it doesn't work too well.
Yeah, I mean, dude, didn't we just talk about this the other day? Getting killed by killer bees.
It's got to be top.
It's
top
in the top
5,
3,
top 10 deaths.
It's in my 3.
Yeah, it'd be awful.
What I say? My top 3 was shark attack.
I mean, getting eaten by any type of animal, I think.
Unless it's a kill shot, I don't care.
Burned to death, buried alive, drowning.
Yeah, drowning's got to suck.
Yeah,
but it's quick. It is quick. The
You
suffering.
think?
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna panic.
The sheer terror.
But I'm saying once the water enters your lungs, like it's in, you kind of black out. You black out.
Ugh.
It's brutal. Don't get me wrong, dude. It's brural.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
I would put some things before drowning, but drowning's up there for me.
Another thing that would suck to me is getting thrown off a building.
Whew.
Because you're just thinking about it the whole way down. Like,
Yeah.
I should have been nicer to that guy. Like,
And
God,
you
that
know it's
sucks.
not happening quick. You know it's happening to you in slow motion.
Oh my God,
right? All
dude.
14 stories as you
Yeah.
plunge to the earth. Yeah.
Way to bring this up, Matt. I'm kidding. By the way, I think I pissed Doug off.
Did you? She
Yeah.
doesn't like your Marcy name. You're gonna be Linda, dude. You're gonna end up.
I'm not
just
being Linda. I'm not being Linda.
Yeah.
Doug can kiss my ass.
She'll let you know.
Oh, by the way, I did come up with a second guy name, though, because sometimes Doug starts acting like a dick.
Yeah.
So that's a Rick. He turns into Rick when that happens. I swear to God. When he starts being a dick, I'm like, Rick, settle down. So that's the other thing.
There is a woman in Pennsylvania, not far from us, pretended to be her sister when she was arrested on a homicide charge. But that wouldn't have worked anyway because there was also a warrant out for her sister for felony retail theft. A woman wanted on homicide warrant out of Lancaster County pretended to be her sister when she was arrested in York, PA, police said. The suspect's sister was also wanted, but on a lesser charge, felony retail theft. Quarryville Borough Police Chief said that she was stopped in York May 21st around 3 a.m. for unspecified criminal violations. Kenda told York City officers her name was Cody Hess, who was her sister, according to police.
Cody.
Yeah.
I could take that as my
That's
butch name.
That is a good one, man. I like that.
Hey, Doug, call me Cody.
You'd be a good Cody, man.
Yeah, I won't mind Cody.
Cody with a K, K-O-T-Y.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, T-I?
T-Y, K-O-T-Y.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah. Let's talk about, talk about crazy ways to die, man. A lion killed a businessman at a luxury safari lodge in Namibia. I don't even know how you say that.
Nambia.
Is that what it is?
N-A-M-B-I-A?
It's N-A-M-I-B-I-A.
Namibia?
Namibia.
Yeah.
Thank you, Phil.
I said Namibia. He said Namibia.
Namibia.
Way to go,
Namibia.
Phil. Way to take all the credit, Phil.
Namibia.
Phil's like a Doug, by the way.
I was going to say your name should be Mac.
Mac?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mac ain't
Short
bad.
for Mackenzie.
Yeah.
Be good for it. That way you can go both ways.
That's hilarious.
This guy was at a luxury lodge in a remote northwest of Namibia. And the victim, identified by local media as a well-known businessman, was camping with other tourists at the tented resort when the early morning tragedy unfolded. 59-year-old man was camping with his wife and friends, attacked by the animal when he got up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
Wow.
Yeah. Apparently, they other campers managed to scare off the lion, but he had already been dead by then. Police were attending to the scene, and a full report will be submitted in due course. They say that desert-adapted lions roam the remote area where mountains and sand dunes meet, and there was recently another attack of a 14-year-old girl who actually passed away recently as well.
Wow, that's Nah, I don't want to get into that. I was going to say something, but it'll take us in a weird spot. So,
You think?
yeah,
All right,
move on.
let's skip it. Here's something that they should have been doing a long time ago. Colleges are now teaching adulting classes to help young people learn life skills.
Okay, I know a bunch of adults should go.
Yeah, well, that's true, man. I probably still need to go. Kids go to college knowing how to do algebra, write a solid essay, but turns out a lot of them don't know how to do things like do laundry or grocery shop
Or
pay
change
their
the
bills.
oil in their car,
Yeah.
or change a light bulb, or how to screw right and left
Yeah.
to tighten and loosen. Like when my boys started bringing other boys around, friends,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is a generation of can't do shit. Like, it's unreal. Like, it's so many young people who don't know how to do basic guy stuff that I think every guy should know how to do. Every guy
Yeah.
should know how to do certain things.
Like what?
Just basic mechanical. Like, if you don't know,
Ask me. I'll see. I'll tell you if I can do it.
can you change your oil?
I could change my oil. Have I ever?
Yeah. No, I get that,
No.
but you know how to
But
do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Unscrew the oil filter.
Could you put a light socket in a wall? You
I
couldn't.
wouldn't, but
If an
I
emergency.
think I understand how to do it. It's only a couple wires
It's
back
two
there, right?
wires.
Yeah,
Sometimes three, if depending. But
yeah,
yeah. So you could do that.
probably.
I mean, you're at
I don't know if I'd do
probably
it well.
for a screwdriver.
Yeah, I mean, you unscrew the lights, the plate that's on there, right?
Yeah.
And then you would turn the electricity off.
That's
right?
the first thing you do.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And then you would take the two wires off, take the old one out.
Well, you have to remove the socket off the wall
That's
plate.
what I mean. That's what I mean.
It gets loose.
Yeah,
Two wires go in the back.
right.
So
Unscrew those.
yeah, they're kind of
Okay.
Yeah, and
All right,
then
next, what else?
then you hook the new socket up.
No, I meant what else? What else? Should I know how to
Other
do?
chores that you should
Yeah,
be able to
yeah.
do. Could you build a wall like with wood? Could you build a
wall?
10-foot wide wall, 8-foot high with studs in it?
Yeah, it might not look good, but yeah.
Dude, it's
Oh, you mean like a wall inside of a house, like frame up a wall?
yeah, could you
I don't think so.
you
No.
could not build a box with wood?
I mean, would I do it on my house? Is that what you mean?
Matt, you got to build something for your family. And first thing you got to build is a room that you guys can live in with a roof. Could you do that?
I mean, I built tree forts when I was a kid.
Right.
Does that count?
Did you do it right? Was there a roof on it?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, was it screwed together and hold up on its own?
What I'm saying to you is, I don't know if I would I would trust myself to do something, say, to code inside of my house.
Yeah, no. I'm not talking about build a family
But
with steps.
could I
and,
build a frame like a
frame
if
out
I
a
was
wall.
building like my kid
yeah,
like a playhouse or something
right.
outside?
Could you do that?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think it might
You
not
know how
be,
to use the
it
saw?
might not look as awesome as other fathers who built a playhouse for
No,
their
of
kid.
course not. But I mean, you know how to use like a circular saw and cut an angle?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
You know how to cut an angle without the little tool?
I'd probably mess it up a bunch of times.
Is that right?
Yeah, I probably would.
As long as that thing stays up.
You?
Yeah, I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do most stuff. I don't do skilled labor.
Yeah.
I can't do any skill. Like, I couldn't finish a driveway, like float a driveway to make it look perfect and
Right.
the lines. No way. That's a whole nother thing.
Sure.
Yeah, I couldn't build a brick wall probably and make it plumb and square. Maybe I could with time but like I can hammer nails, wood, whatever. Like, I've changed roofing tiles, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how to do all that. I think it's weird when guys don't know basic, like even how like a Phillips head and a flathead. I don't know. I think it is.
That's super basic, right?
Yeah, no, tons of dudes, no clue. I've
don't know
said
the
to a
difference between
guy,
a flathead and a Phillips?
In his 30s, hand me that Phillips head, and he went, "Which one's that? The flat one or
Wow.
the star one?"
Wow.
I was like, "Go in the truck and listen to Light FM all day. You don't belong in here. Go out there."
I don't feel too bad now.
No, you're not that bad.
Yeah.
No, clearly you're not.
In addition to that kind of stuff, their Adulting 101 class teaches them things like financial literacy, credit, banking, and budgeting as well, which is probably equally as important.
Yeah, by the way, Doug's making fun of me
Yeah.
because one time she lived above a barn, or he did, and then they had all this old lumber, laying around the farm. So I was going to build this box for him to put all the trash cans in.
Yeah.
And then when I got started, I realized everything was like 4x4s or 4x6s. So you got to drill bolt
Oh
holes.
my God.
And then I just abandoned it because it was like, it's stupid anyway.
You used the wrong wood.
Yeah, then they wanted a smaller one. I built it. It was perfect.
Yeah.
But Doug's just being a dick. That's what Doug does. You know what I mean? Doug's a dick sometimes, but I love him.
All right, settle
He's
down,
Doug.
Marcy. Let's
Yeah.
get to
Oh, now it's on me. Marcy. Doug said he won't call me Marcy. He doesn't like that name. I'm Karen now.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Don't be a Karen.
Trust me.
So archaeologists have followed a sketch by Leonardo da Vinci, and it led to secret tunnels under an ancient castle. Researchers recently discovered one of Leonardo da Vinci's drawings. The drawing was of a castle tunnel from a 1400s era castle. It was of Sforza Castle, and it included depictions of numerous underground tunnels. These are tunnels that had never been found. It actually led to a tunnel network. They used ground penetrating radar and laser scanning, revealed that the historic passages made famous by Leonardo da Vinci's drawing is just one of multiple tunnel sections.
So first of all, I don't know if you know that I'm like a Da Vinci buff.
Didn't know that.
He is one of my 3 favorite people that ever lived. That guy,
Fascinating guy. For sure.
unbelievable, was light years ahead of his time.
Didn't he go into like hiding for a long time and came out and invented calculus? And
So what happened was there at that time, the Pope was very, very strong. Italy had a massive problem. And the Medici family, which was up in Florence, started financing basically the Renaissance, all these artists and the free thinkers. The Medicis loved it. Well, the Medicis ended up doing financial business for the Catholic Church. Da Vinci was kind of criticized by the church. He kind of criticized back. Then the church wanted to punish him. The Medicis protected him. And then I don't know if it was a new pope or a change of heart, whatever. But apparently then Da Vinci came out with like all this stuff that was like safe for him to talk about. But you're right, like calculus.
yeah,
The guy was, I mean, the guy designed a helicopter in I think it's the 14 or 1500s.
I mean, he had his hand in everything. He was like an inventor.
Yeah,
He was a
submarine.
mathematician.
He invented a submarine.
Wow.
There was a great series on Cinemax. I think it was only 2 seasons though, called Da Vinci. It was very homoerotic. I'm not being funny, but
What do you mean?
Well, Da Vinci, there was a lot of, there's a lot of sex in it from the era, but there's also a lot of like homoerotics, like the other artists of his time. I don't remember if there's like gay sex in it, but it's like it was very, very true to the times. And it's fascinating when you find out about the dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy was, one of the smartest human beings that just ever lived.
For sure.
Yeah.
So the experts plan to create a digital twin of the castle's underground system for museum visitors. They believe the tunnels were once likely used for military operations, but other portions of the system could have included personal touches as well. One passageway, for instance, connects the castle to the church, which was the place that housed Leonardo's The Last Supper. It's also the site of the Sforza family burials, which may have afforded those living in the castle quicker access to the tombs of loved ones, they're saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Da Vinci made that map?
Yeah, he did drawings of this. It was rumored, those tunnels were rumored to have been there, but never confirmed. And
now you have
just found this and searched.
Which means he had to be in them or designed them himself.
So, yeah. Knew about them.
When was that church built?
In the 1400s.
That's when Da Vinci lived, I think. It was 14 or 15.
14 to 15, I think. You're right.
Let's
Late
look that up.
1500s?
Yeah.
1573.
Is that what it was?
Let's put some money on it.
All right. I think he was late 14s, early 15s.
Okay. I think late 1500s, 1573.
You might be right. When did Leonardo da Vinci live?
Our co-host.
1452 to 1519.
There you go.
Don't fuck with Karen. Don't fuck with Karen. Go ahead.
All right, one more story. We're going to get to our guest, Phil von Eiff,
Yeah.
who's been patiently waiting for us here.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to Phil.
So there was a woman who woke up to an intruder sucking on her toes.
Wait, an intruder, a male, a woman woke up that lived in the house,
Yeah.
and the intruder was a man.
You're assuming it's a man.
I am.
It was a man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm this Doug. It was probably Doug. Doug was there, and he's sucking on her toes, and she doesn't know him, and that's what she woke up to.
Yeah. Weirdo in California facing charges after he broke into a woman's house and woke her up by sucking on her toes.
Wow.
Your audio's on over there. Something.
I don't have anything
Yeah,
on.
you got a phone or a laptop or something.
I don't. Okay.
This happened May 21st, by the way, near Modesto, but police just shared the details on Facebook. 27-year-old Christian Anguano, whatever his name is, had allegedly been harassing the woman for
By
months.
the way, my favorite thing, the way you do the news,
Yeah.
is when you're not sure, you just say it like any normal person would. Christopher Aguilano, whatever his name is.
Yeah, it's not important.
Yeah, it's not at all.
I mean, as long as I get him in jail, it's not
And-
important. Now
and-
we got to know his name.
And like I was thinking about our show driving today, like we do so much of that,
Yeah.
and I've realized that it means nothing.
No,
All the professionals that
nobody
like
cares.
spends that time, and you've seen it, the TV people, Aguano, Nicholas Aguano.
27-year-old Christina Anguano. He'd allegedly been harassing this woman for months / stalking her.
Yeah.
Followed her home from work, even slept outside her place in his car. 2 Wednesdays ago, she woke up around midnight to find him at the edge of her bed with her toes in his mouth.
I don't know what I would do if I woke up with my foot in somebody's mouth.
This is what she did.
Yeah.
She pushed him away, called 911, and he ran off. Cops didn't find him that night, but tracked him down the next day in the same area.
He was at a Foot Locker.
So he'd apparently tried to come back even after the toe sucking didn't go over like he'd maybe hoped for.
Wow.
Facing charges now for burglary, stalking, sexual battery, and assault with intent to commit a felony.
So let me ask you a question. I guess taking someone's foot in your mouth is sexual assault.
Sure.
That's sexual battery.
It was to him.
Yeah, I guess.
That makes it even more weird.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
That makes you want to press charges even more, doesn't it?
Damn. I hate feet too.
I mean,
I hate feet. You like feet?
No.
You know who's into feet? Kirk.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Now that you say that,
He talked about it on there. I would never come out with that. Like, that's my boy. I would never.
Right.
But he's talked about it very, very openly.
Yeah.
Loves him some feet.
Yeah.
I think they're the worst thing on a human body. That's why God put them at the bottom.
Not
He
even on my
doesn't want-
radar.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And plus, there's dudes like really into them.
Yeah.
I was worried. I was worried that the LBGTQ was going to add like FF. You know, like guys that fuck feet, like foot fuckers. No way. I'm sorry. If you get on that list, I'm against the list. Man.
Why are you against that?
Foot fucking?
Yeah. Who cares? I mean,
Why would you want to fuck somebody's foot?
I don't, but who cares?
I'm talking about them. You don't think it's weird?
I think it's weird. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
But I don't care.
I do care.
I mean, if it's my foot, I care.
Listen, if you all the parts of a woman's body,
Yeah.
and you want to put your thing between her feet, you don't even deserve your thing. There's so many other better places.
You think?
Like even the armpit would probably be better because if you look down, it like looks like a vagina. You know what I mean?
I don't get it because like evolutionarily, where did that even come from?
I don't know why a guy likes a foot. That's why I think if you're
Yeah.
really into feet, you should have to wear a badge or something. Like we shouldn't need to know because I don't know if you're all there.
Yeah.
If you have all those other parts to
But look,
pick.
you're talking about your friend Kirk, our friend Kirk.
Yeah, but I don't think Kirk's that. I just think he likes looking at feet. That's a different king.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Do you really think
I
that?
don't know. It's my buddy Kirk. I don't know what but he's talking about. I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna bang a foot, yeah, that's dumb. You know what I'm just saying. It's like listen, it's like going to me, you know what it is? It's like you got to go to a buffet at like a Ruth's Chris or somewhere great,
Yeah.
and you filled up on bread. Like, what are you thinking, man? You know what I mean? You go to
Yeah.
Fogo de Chao and you spend all the time at the salad bar. Like, what are you
They
thinking?
do have a killer salad
The
bar.
best
though.
salad bar I've
Yeah,
ever been
yeah.
to my life. Oh my god! But they still have that steak, which is like the
Well, yeah, that's
that's
I
the
don't eat any
vagina
salad
and
there.
boobs, and you're just ignoring the vagina and boobs and going straight to the feet.
Well, not only that, it's just the fact that a lady's feet has never even been on my radar.
I'm with you.
I mean, like I couldn't tell you what my wife's feet look like.
I'll tell you what, man. I want to stay in this conversation, but let's bring our
Let's
guest in.
bring
By the
Phil
way,
in.
thank
Yes.
you, Barnes Paving, for That's the Facts,
Matt.
Matt. All right, joining us right now. Now I'm gonna screw up the pronunciation. Phil Von Eiff.
Perfect. Got
Phil
it. Nailed
Von Eiff. Phil, how you been, buddy?
I've been good, Mick. Good to be here.
Haven't
Thank
seen
Matt.
you in
Thank
years,
much.
man.
Of course.
It has been a long time. Yeah,
Long time. Now, Phil, let me ask you a question. You into feet?
Not too much.
Yeah,
Not my thing.
You're with me, right?
I am. Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah.
Matt, let me ask you a question. The hottest girl in the world walks up to you, right? She starts talking. Now, you're not married. You don't have a daughter. So that part doesn't count. Just single man. Girl comes up and she's like, hey, how are you? You're like, wow, she's talking to me. And all of a sudden she looks at you. She goes, look, I'm just telling you, I like getting my feet banged. Is that do you go home with her?
No, that's so weird, man.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm with you. And sometimes people got some funky feet. You know, they
Yeah.
get them bunions and stuff on it.
Right.
They could be a 10 with the foot of a hobbit.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. All bets are off.
Hottest girl I ever met from the ankles up. I don't know, man. I don't get the feet thing. I got another friend who I really can't mention, totally into the feet, like totally. And I'm like, he goes, he's like, he actually told me this story. He's like, I dated this girl for like 4 months. He's my age. This is 35 years ago. He's like, and I'd casually start hinting to her. And then finally one night she was just like, dude, do you want to have sex with my feet? And I was like, I mean, like, how do you answer that? Right. And she was like, go ahead. And then she like got into it and became like some artist with her foot.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a thing because
Oh,
are
it's
there
a
people
huge
getting
thing.
rich from
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
online? These
OnlyFans
pictures?
feet people, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should get Doug to put her feet on there, man. I don't know.
Yeah, man. If you're gonna make some good money.
You're going to get confused with all those names.
No,
You've got
just-
Sharon, Doug, Rick.
Shannon.
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 Sorry.
Yeah,
Well,
no Sharons. Yeah.
either way, you're going to call out the wrong
Wait a
name.
minute,
At the
Sharon
wrong time.
might be a good name for me.
There you go.
I might be Sharon.
You could be a Sharon. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I can pull off Sharon.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, dude, yeah, the feet thing, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
Not at all.
No.
So, Phil, what's good? Let me ask you now. You're I don't know the right word. Somebody that works at a gun place. Is it an armorer?
I am the armorer. Yes.
Yeah. What is that exactly?
So-
Define that.
So it's essentially you have a gunsmith and you have an armorer. An armor or a gunsmith build guns. I fix them. I maintain them. I make sure they work.
So if I brought you a gun
Yeah.
and it was broken, you
Yes.
take it and make it work.
Yes, sir.
All right.
That is
And
my
the
job.
gunsmith designs and builds them from
Essentially,
scratch.
yes. Essentially, a gunsmith can take a piece of steel and turn that into
A gun.
firearms,
Wow.
a frame, etc. From that.
What is your favorite gun to shoot?
I have a few.
Yeah.
I enjoy an MP5 full auto sometimes. I'm a big handgun guy, to be
Yeah.
honest.
See,
I like shooting handgun.
I don't like handguns. I don't. I mean, I like them. They're fun to shoot at a close distance, but I like the skill of rifle, like
Absolutely,
scope
yeah.
shooting.
No, I started out on that when I was a kid, but
Yeah,
as I
that's-
got older, it became, handguns can be a little more challenging. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed that challenge of it.
I
enjoyed
get
the
it,
challenge
yeah.
of it,
I just like getting there and getting my eye in that scope.
Yep. Dialed
looking
in.
at- Yeah, dial it in and
it's
hit
fun.
it.
Yeah.
I love that. man.
When everybody was in high school on a baseball field or a basketball field, that's what I was strapped into a rifle,
Yeah.
dialed in at 200 yards, throwing
Sounds
rounds,
so
throwing
creepy.
rounds downrange.
I remember being 13. And I tried
I
out
was
for
in the bush.
I tried out for the soccer team. Coach told me it wasn't going to work out. So I went home that day and
Picked up a
didn't know
gun.
what to do.
Loaded up my rifle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
grabbed my Zig and went out and loaded that son of a bitch up.
Exactly.
Took out 24 parked cars.
Drew a picture of that coach's hand on my target.
Popped in the lip and went to town.
I tell you what, I shot a soccer ball midair while the game was going on.
They never saw me.
Never saw nothing. I ain't allowed in that church no more, but I tell you what.
Thankfully not. No.
So, Phil, what's the name?
It's called Guntry. It's out in Owens
Guntry.
Mills, right on Red Run Boulevard, but it's a 86,000 square foot facility.
Whoa, 86,000.
Mick.
Mick,
square feet.
Mick, we got to go out to this.
Okay.
place.
It's massive.
Okay, it's unbelievable. It's the place where a lot of the police,
local police agencies,
train, right?
Federal and state local agencies train there. Everything from CBP down to your local county bailiffs.
So now let me ask you a question. Do you have to be a member to go?
No, you don't have to be a member. You can come in off the street. We do have memberships available.
Yeah.
You can sign up for a monthly membership, or we have VIP memberships that get you access to our VIP ranges. We have 5 private lanes. You can come and go as you please.
Yeah.
They have event space back there. We've hosted everything from corporate events to birthday parties to weddings. It's wild.
They've got this video. What do you call it? The video
So
room.
it's called Virtua Train, and
Yeah.
it's a massive, almost like a virtual reality, but you're not putting on a helmet or anything.
Yeah.
You are working with laser SIRT guns. SIRT is what they're called.
Yeah.
With reactive targets. So you can go for a party if you have a party there.
Let me
kids,
describe
et
this real quick. Phil,
Go for it.
When you go into it, Mick,
Yeah.
you're standing in the middle of this giant room,
Yep.
and it's just a wraparound screen all the way around you. So
360
I
degrees.
think it's
It's not 360.
almost,
it's
right?
Almost. Just
Okay,
shy
got
of
it,
360.
got it,
yeah.
got it.
And they can put up different, I don't know what you call them, not videos.
Scenarios.
Scenarios.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
The police do actual training on this,
Mhm.
don't they,
Yep.
as well?
So police do training in there. As a coming in off the street, you could either do something as simple as duck hunt up to a zombie apocalypse, or real world actual film scenarios with Hollywood's actors and not Hollywood actors, but
Yeah.
Hollywood acting style, special effects, and it's all reactive. So you can be in a movie theater shooting and be telling the shooter, get down, while he's holding somebody hostage, and whether or not he reacts to you and follows your command is that you got to react to that.
Man, that sounds
You gotta react to
amazing,
that.
dude.
I mean,
we got to do that.
There's kids. I mean, they have book kids
Oh, yeah.
parties in there
Yep.
where they do like the zombie
Yep,
things
they
and
do.
different
Yeah,
scenarios.
and we actually
right?
added a whole
Yeah.
we added 2 more simulators. One is for archery. I'll tell you about that in a sec, but we added a full sports sim. So I don't know if you guys are golfers, but we have the whole TrackMan golf system in there.
Wow.
And that-
Am I a golfer? Am I a golfer? That's hilarious, Phil.
perfect. Is that a yes?
Yeah, man.
All right. Awesome.
This is what
You'll
I
love
want to do. So this is what I'm thinking. One day, me and Matt can bring a guest up, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll
by
go
all
out
means,
there
please.
one day. We'll film a bunch of it,
Mhm.
show the place, show it on the show.
I'd love to.
Is that
Yeah,
cool with
that
you?
would be great. Yeah, we'd
Dude,
love to
we're
have
doing
you.
it, Matt.
We would love to have you.
I would love that.
We'd love to have you.
The place is amazing. You're going to be blown away when you see this.
We
Mick.
just added a whole archery wing with a whole 36-yard archery range that we also use for tactical training.
So you guys have
pro shop, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, basically, it's like an assassin's country club. It's basically, it's the we're going to go into the Lee Harvey Oswald facility now.
We like to push the family aspect of it. That's definitely one
Oh,
thing.
it's a kids' party? Yeah, you'll be in
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Mark David Chapman room.
Not that bad, thankfully.
Yeah, no, that's freaking
But no, they have a
great,
full cafe. You can come in, go shoot, hit the simulator, and get a crab cake when you're done. It's outstanding.
though. Yeah, you got like a full amazing restaurant.
Yeah, ribs, crab cake, salads, whatever you
Incredible.
want, salmon, whole 9 yards.
Oh, Doug
Everything.
just called, said, I hate guns, but I'm in with the restaurant. So this is good.
Perfect. All right, we'll get her in.
Yeah,
We'll get her in the simulator. The simulator has shock packs too, so if you get shot during this, you get zapped, which is really fun.
Did you ever take your boys shooting?
So, no, when they were little,
Yeah.
I had like what's that called? Like an airsoft.
Like an airsoft gun.
Yeah. Shot little pebbles,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, a gun, BB gun.
Yeah, and I was really like, I would hang these little targets like bottle caps for 20 yards away, right?
Yeah.
And we would shoot it around the house. And the little one, Carlin, loved it. Mikey, not so much. It just didn't interest him, you know, but Carlin loved it.
We got to get you out there. We have a 100-yard range. You can put a AR in your hand and go to town. I mean, you can rent guns there as well. And we have
Yeah.
2 25-yard pistol ranges and the 100-yard range. as
Say a
well.
guy and his son want to go.
Mhm.
I'm just,
Absolutely.
this stuff matters. Me and my son want to go out there. We want to shoot rifles for an hour or two.
Yep.
Would something like that running me?
Uh,
Not me, because I know I'm special, but I'm
I
saying
mean,
like the average guy.
you know, it's. I believe it's. I think the.
Is
honestly,
it
I
a
can't-
Depends on
$200
what you
day?
get.
No, my God, no. You're looking at
Wage?
under. Yeah, you're looking at under $50 for time and rental, and then you got to pay for the ammo, which is
Right.
typically like $30. So yeah, I mean, you can go in for under $100, 100%.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
awesome.
fun time.
I mean,
man.
a round of golf
How
at a
old
good
do you have
course
to
costs
be?
100.
How old do kids have to be?
With a parent, I'm pretty sure it's 16. I mean, actually, no, younger. You get as long 12, 10 or 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've
That's
taken my
cr-
sons in there, and they're 10, and I've seen younger kids than that in there as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
You know, I've always said if you're going to have guns legal in this country, every human born in this country should learn how to use it.
Safety is the biggest thing we push.
I mean, if you imagine if you're in the first, second, third grade and they hand you a mock gun and they say, okay, here's how you pull the trigger back. Here's how you open it. Here's how you clear the chamber. Here's how you clean out the barrel. Here's how, if you just knew it. Then when a kid walks up to a gun at somebody's house, they go, I know I can't touch that fucking thing because it'll kill me. They know it's not a toy.
Instilling that fear at first. And letting
if
them
you
know.
instill the fear, people stay away.
It's huge. It's
Absolutely.
huge.
And there's simple things that, like, some people need to be told, like, don't point the gun at anything that, even a wall, because it can fire through the wall.
And the main thing, keeping your finger off the trigger. Don't point a gun at something unless you intend to destroy it. Those are huge things. But that's the big thing we push is safety and education.
I am petrified of guns. I'm also not responsible enough to be a gun owner, and I know this about myself. Which is why I've never done it.
I got a pretty healthy fear of guns too, man, but I appreciate them and enjoy going shooting.
And my whole philosophy was, if I'm going to die, then I'm going to die. You know what I mean? If somebody's going to shoot me, okay, I could have beat him. All right. But I'm still in that. It wasn't worth me having, for me. I am a supporter of gun rights. If you're a gun owner and you're responsible, I want you on my team.
Sure.
But I knew I was crazy. I knew I'd come home some nights. I knew also I'd play with it at my house and leave it on my nightstand because I got ADD and I'm get up and leave.
Yeah, that's why you need to get a gun locker at Guntry.
I'm telling you, it was just easier for me to go, no guns.
Because you can rent a locker there, right?
Yeah, you can. If you have, typically that's for VIP members. When you get that, you get a locker that you can keep your firearms in, stored out there, and they're ready to go whenever you are. And that part of that is you have me maintaining them. So I'm certified by numerous manufacturers, Sig Sauer, Glock, Smith & Wesson, certified on multiple platforms, AR-15s.
Phil, you grew up in Baltimore, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I got to ask you a weird question, but do you remember like Lopez from 98 Rock?
Yeah.
So
Lopez. Days.
Yeah. So Lopez was when I say a bleeding heart liberal, I mean, anybody that knew him, politically, he was as left as you could get in those days. That's
a different party now, though.
But he became a gun nut. Like, think he had
shooting like machine guns and crazy stuff, right?
He took me to Gettysburg. It was me, Lopez, Don Koenig, and Don's dad. And we went up near Gettysburg. Lopez had a friend, and his family owned a massive farm. And they had a huge dirt pile. You know what I mean? Kind of shot
dirt
down.
berm. That's typical on an outdoor range.
And dude, they had all these targets, and they first they handed me a pistol, and I was like, I get it, And I followed the protocol to the T, and I was okay. Like I could shoot, I could hit the white paper. I didn't get into the small circles, right? Then they put an M1 carbine in my rifle.
What is
a rifle?
Okay.
Like World War II rifle.
Yeah.
Right. And with a scope, and I think it was 80 yards. And they're like, "Oh, you're probably gonna miss your first 2 or 3 till you feel, but watch the background where you see it'll let you know how you're missing it." Right. So the first one I hit, I didn't even notice. I shoot, and the target starts spinning.
That was a reactive target.
Yeah, reactive target. And I go, "Oh, what was that?" And they're like, a bullseye. My first shot.
Wow.
I hit the thing 7 times in a row. And the guy was like, "Dude, you suck at pistols, but you're pretty good with the rifle."
No kidding.
It can happen. It can happen that way.
You've seen it that way?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm terrible with pistols. I think it's I don't know how to explain it because I don't know.
There's a lot of variables to it.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about.
When you guys come out, I'm happy to sit down and we'll go over the whole thing.
That's all I've ever shot. I've never shot a rifle.
Listen, I know
we'll get both in your hand.
I know we're supposed to meet tomorrow, man. I'm just saying.
We're going to go shoot some guns tomorrow.
You can have lunch at Guntry.
Yeah, we might be doing this. So also, let me ask you, this is a sincere question.
Yeah.
So do and I'm not trying to be funny here. I have a real reason.
Right.
Do special needs people like autistic kids or anything like that ever come in?
Yes. We have done that. I've actually gone out. It's odd you asked that, but no, I've
it's
actually
not
gone
odd
out.
because I have a very important autistic 16-year-old in my life.
We definitely do that. I've actually gone out with special needs kids, blind kids, deaf kids, whole 9 yards. So we do absolutely do that. Yep.
Wow.
I mean, I started shooting when I was 12.
Blind people have been out shooting. Is that
Absolutely.
right?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's in the Ray Charles Theater. A lot of people know. That one is 360 degrees.
But again,
and everything's a bullseye.
When you say that, I mean, the thought of it, you have to take pause for a second. But you're surrounded by an instructor. You have
course.
somebody in the booth
Of
with
course,
you.
of
The whole 9
course.
yards. Yeah.
We're making jokes because we're dicks, but it's hilarious. I mean, man,
I know, that's why I came up.
Well, I'm just thinking because, like, I know him. I know Owen. Remember Owen?
Of course.
I'm trying to think if he would like that or hate that.
He
I gotta
doesn't
call
like,
Doug and
he
ask
doesn't
him.
like real loud noises.
No, he doesn't. But I think he doesn't like it if it's like surprising.
Yeah.
If
So if he was ready for it, maybe.
maybe with the you have the
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
when you're going into a range, you
You get the
when
big
you come
head-
out, you get the headphones,
air traffic.
Yep, the whole
I
9
mean,
yards.
I've seen
Safety
him-
glasses, everything.
When he
I
was
mean,
young,
we have stuff that's suppressed too. That's not too loud. And
Yeah.
a 22 caliber handgun or rifle is not loud. And then
Right.
if you throw a suppressor on a 5.56, you're pretty much just hearing the bullet hitting the background.
Matt,
back
we're
to the
going.
back to the
Definitely.
range.
We're going.
Phil, you packing right now?
When I pulled up in the area, I was like, "Shit, maybe I should have." I didn't know how you guys would feel about that. So I was like, "Yeah." When I pulled up outside, I was like, "Oh shit, maybe I should have been."
A lot of people are getting their carry licenses
Yeah,
here in Maryland.
it's huge.
anyway,
The law
right?
changed a few years ago.
Yeah.
And
What do you need to get it?
you have to take a 16-hour course. It's 2 days.
Do you guys teach that course?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We teach
Wow.
the course there. We have the course there. You also get with that a handgun qualification license, which is required in the state of Maryland. We teach that.
Does that mean
there
you
as
got to
well.
hit a certain amount of targets in a certain amount of time?
Per the state police, you have to hit their quota. And
Is it easy? I'm not being funny.
It's not. No, it's not. It's not. It's
So
not
you got to
easy,
really
but
do
it's-
the work
yeah,
to
you
learn
have-
how to shoot.
Yeah, I mean, a 2-day course. Most of the day, you're
Thank
doing
God.
law
I mean,
and
yeah.
et cetera, and what you can and can't do in these situations. And then the second day is a lot of practical stuff, operations, how to maintain your firearm, how to use it, how to hold it correctly. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot of variables to it.
A
Breathing.
lot of women.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We Wednesday night we have lady nights, and we do ladies class nights that are just strictly women classes.
So
Yeah.
Marcy can go too.
Yeah. You have a Doug night where it's like girls that think they're dudes like that.
Well, it is June, so
Yeah.
we'll see. But no, the safety and education is huge. There.
Phil, I want to change
Giant.
subject because I remember meeting you, I think, at High Tops.
Yes.
And I met you on
night,
air.
yeah.
You
Back
get
in the day.
Don Koenig, another message to Don. We got to get Don on here, bro.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I
He's a
love
good guy.
Don. You still
Very
talk
good
to
guy.
him?
I haven't in years.
Yeah.
Facebook every now and then.
Yeah, I
message
love
back
that.
and forth. But
Well, Don used to do an incredible Christopher Walken.
Well, you know who does an incredible Christopher
Phil-
Walken?
Phil
Yeah.
on the show,
Yeah.
they did a walking off.
I beat him.
You beat him.
Really? Oh, I didn't hear that.
So
Oh, yeah.
we got to let's do something fun with him as walking. What do you want to do, Matt? What can we do with Phil? We ask him a bunch of questions. Let's interrogate him.
All right.
All right, here's the deal.
All right.
Here's the deal, Phil. I'm going to paint the scenario for you.
God.
You're walking in here right now. You were carrying your gun.
All right.
As you got out of your car and started walking up, the police come running up. There's a dead body that was shot on the ground. They notice you're carrying a gun. You're immediately arrested. We're now in the room interrogating you, even though you didn't do it. Okay? So we're going to start from the beginning. All right, here we go. You the good cop or the bad cop, Matt?
I'll be the good cop.
All right, you start.
Yeah.
You start. Go ahead. I'll chime in whenever I'm ready.
Look, Chris.
Don't
you know,
lie, man. When did you do it? I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Your
Look,
friend,
Chris.
he's very, very intense.
I know. I'm trying to keep him calm, Chris.
It's going to be the whole time with this guy.
You know, he gets a little hot-headed, but listen,
He's a very angry little man.
just tell us your story, where the gun came from. Everything's going to be fine, man.
I don't know the poor individual on the ground lying in the pool of his own blood. Never met him, never saw him. Your friend is very angry about this situation. Yes, I carry for my personal protection, not aggression. We don't need that. I would never hurt anybody intentionally.
I can't even talk. It's so good, man. When somebody can do a voice that good, I'm just done. Like I'm just laughing so hard,
Now,
man.
you guys both do Busey, don't you?
Well, I think his is better. Mine's sort of a character.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
my Busey came from when he was on Celebrity Apprentice.
See, Point Break for me.
Point Break was yours. Mine came when he was out of his mind on Celebrity Apprentice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they were working for Omaha Steaks. I don't know if you guys remember this.
Yeah.
And Gary Busey was put in charge of that campaign to come up with an ad for Omaha Steaks.
Yeah.
So they're all sitting around and they're all looking at him like, what are you talking about? So then it cut to the presentation and Busey comes in and he's like, it's the president of Omaha Steaks, Donald Trump, and somebody else. And he's giving them a sales pitch. he comes in and he goes, okay, first of all, I want you to realize that there's a sky, a big blue sky. And all of a sudden you see a father and his son go up front and they fly a kite. And the kite goes up. You can't see what it says. And cuts back to the father and he looks at his son. He says, can you read that? The son says, no, what's it say? And he says, Omaha Steaks. And Trump and the president of the thing look at him and Busey goes, end scene. That was hilarious. Let me hear yours.
Gary, was that really how it happened?
That was how it happened. I walked in. I saw a future president sitting there. I said, I'm gonna tell him all about the steak I see in the sky. It's delicious. It's covered in butter. It's sizzling up. You put that seasoning on there. You get the little apple tarts when you're finished. Some of the mashed potatoes are twice baked.
Is that anything like the buttered sausage, Gary?
Let's talk about it. You want to talk about that buttered sausage? What it is, what it does. Buttered sausage.
Do you remember when he was going through the acronyms? When he did the acronym thing? Do you remember that, Matt?
No, I remember you telling me about it.
He would say things and end them in a word and then say what that word really meant.
It's hilarious.
It would be like, I'm trying to remember how I haven't done them in years. And I'm not doing it great right now, but somebody say something and go, what I do is I live my life pretending that you have to be righteous. And I follow the teachings of Jesus, Jesus, just endeavor, suicide under something. And you go, what? That's what Jesus stands for? You know what I mean? You're like, hey, I was in a movie, MOVIE, moving only vehicles independently every day. And he would say things, you'd go, yeah, all right, whatever, man. Have you seen him now with the what's that called when you can get him to wish your friend a happy birthday?
Cameo.
Oh,
Cameo.
Yeah.
I just want to make money again so I can send people live Gary Busey. Gary Busey make 10 grand a year off me.
Yeah.
I just woke up. I just wanted to say happy birthday to you. A little disheveled. Had some scotch in my coffee with my buttered sausage for breakfast.
See, that Gary Busey was the original. That's the main Gary Busey. When he got crazier and older, is when it got down here and got real weird.
Yeah.
But
nutty.
you know who else you could do? It would be great. Nick Nolte. They're very similar, that voice. Yeah. Remember 48 Hours?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Dude, he would listen, man. All that stuff I said to you, all them racial slurs, I ain't mean nothing by it. I love them.
I just think you're an asshole. It ain't because you're black, goddammit. It's because you're an asshole.
That's great.
Perfect, Nick Nolte.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Imagine if Busey was not famous, man. I mean,
you imagine you walk in to a Jiffy Lube.
No,
yeah.
You're like, I need to get my oil change. I bet you do. First of all, we're going to start with our 37-point program. We check every detail of the fluids. We check underneath that glove box because nobody cleans them.
You want to talk about your oil filter? We'll talk about your oil filter.
Imagine him as the guy that comes out and tells the family what happened during surgery.
Yeah.
Right? That the family's all waiting. Oh, Grandpa just had open heart surgery. And then Busey comes out. Listen, didn't go as we planned. Grandpa's still alive, but now he has 2 testicles on his forehead.
Removed a lot of extra stuff you didn't mean to remove.
Yeah. How do you feel about him having 2 ears? Is that a deal breaker if he only has 1 now? Phil, you performing at all anymore?
It's been a while. Well,
listen,
I'm sporadic occasions that I've done it, but I'm looking forward to doing it again.
I'm opening a comedy club.
No kidding.
In July, be 1 show. In August, will be 1 show. And then September, we're going to kick into high gear. So I'm going to have you out, man.
I'd love to. That'd
yeah,
be
you're
awesome,
coming
man.
back out.
Great.
Hammer Jokes, man.
It's called Hammer Jokes.
That's outstanding.
Isn't that a cool name?
Very good.
Yeah, I love it. I'm really
perfect.
proud of it,
No,
actually. It was real hard to think of.
It's kind of floating in the stratosphere.
AI didn't even come up with that one. So, Phil, let's go back. A Guntry, right?
Yep.
Guntry.
Yep.
Is that one word?
Yes.
One word. Guntry.
Guntry.
Anybody? I'd imagine that could be kind of a fun date night.
Oh yeah.
If the girls like cool.
Friday and Saturday nights.
You get a lot of couples?
I would advise to women because I see this all the time.
Sure, tell it.
No open-toed shoes.
Yeah.
No low-cut shirts.
Right.
When a brass casing ejects from a firearm, specifically a pistol,
Yeah.
and even a rifle,
Oh.
and they bounce off the wall.
Yeah.
They are very hot.
They can
And
end up
can
in
go
your
the-
boobies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
you'll do a dance. And
Right.
we don't want you doing a dance,
Right.
especially when you're holding a gun.
However, we will help you get it out of the shirt. We are gentlemen. We're not going to leave it there.
I'll let you guys come in and do that. You can offer those services Friday and Saturday nights. It's fun. That works.
Now, is this a private? Like, and what I mean is, does a family own this business? Is it a
So,
corporation? How does that work?
It's a pseudo family and friend. Two former Baltimore City and County Police. I think the one guy was in the city. I can't remember. But they're two former cops and another partner of theirs and a sister. They own Wolf Security. If you've
Okay.
seen them when you go to the fairgrounds. You'll
Yeah,
have them
yeah.
out there. But yeah, fellow Brian Wolf and his partner Rick Landsman and a fellow partner Mark Ogle. They opened it about 6 years ago, and it's just expanded ever since.
Man, that's so
yeah,
cool,
it's
Matt.
awesome.
I
It's an
can't wait.
outstanding place.
Yeah,
really
Phil, I can't wait, Matt. We got to really do this.
I know. I'm excited. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
People
Yeah.
get blown away when they come in.
So,
Literally.
like, let me ask you a question. That's funny as shit. Come
a little
see
too
our
on the
range.
nose.
You'll be blown away. So, like, say I got a group of 20 guys.
Yeah.
I can call you up, make a reservation.
Yeah, so typically like something like that, we would have you. We'd put you in our private area.
Yep.
We would set you up with rental firearms. We'd have an instructor out there with you and a range safety officer, and we just go through.
Yeah. So, like you said, there's like a private area.
Mhm.
So, like, that's got a place where you shoot, where
Yeah.
you hang out.
Yep.
You're all together.
Yeah.
One guy at a time goes up and fire, or
You
two
can
or
take
three.
5 out at a time.
Dude,
Yep.
we
And
got
We'll
it.
put enough instructors or RSOs out there with you to
That's
make
a
sure everybody's
fun
safe.
day, man.
It's
It's
been a
super
long
fun.
time for me,
It's a
man.
super fun day.
I actually want to take. I did my HQL certification, but
I don't know what
It's
that
been
means.
a long time.
So
My
it's handgun qualification license. In the
Okay.
state of Maryland, you have to take a 4-hour course just to be able to purchase a handgun.
Wow.
So I want to do it again just for safety. But I would go out. I mean, especially where we were with Phil, I'd feel comfortable.
Yeah, definitely. I want to do it, Phil.
Yeah.
We're going to do it.
That's awesome. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you.
Matt, it's already 10 after 6.
I know, time flying here.
Wow, it's wild, man.
Yeah,
Let's get to music news. You ready?
yeah.
All right, now, Friday, before we get to music news, brought to us by Natalie's Seafood Kitchen in Falston, Maryland, 2315 Bel Air Road, right in Falston, 21047. Incredible. Go to natalieseafoodkitchen.com. They're just amazing people. It's awesome. Tonight up there, Sean B. in DC. Then Tuesday is Cooper and Skylar. If you haven't seen them, awesome. Really pretty young girl, incredibly young, talented guy. And they do a duo. They're incredible. Scott Spivey and
Yeah.
Stephanie Bowen on Wednesday. Thursday, Drew Scott. And then Friday, Risky Shenanigans and Jexa are all performing at Natalie's Seafood Kitchen. Great times. Harford County is coming alive, Matt.
Oh, and that beautiful deck out there is gorgeous.
You talking about at Natalie's?
Yeah.
It's the best outdoor park
Yeah.
in Harford County, in
Yeah.
my opinion. That's just my opinion. What the hell do I know? I know this much. The next person that sponsors us with a beautiful outdoor venue, they're going to be the most beautiful venue.
No, it really is. That
No, I'm
outdoor deck
kidding.
is beautiful.
That's the only reason I said it, is because it's so true. Yeah, no, it's amazing out there. All right, what do we got, buddy?
So I figure you might know this because you're a soccer fan. Lincoln Park rocked the UEFA Championships League final kickoff
All right, listen.
show.
Listen, I'm going to do it on the air, Matt, and I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
It's UEFA.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, you
UEFA?
pronounce it UEFA.
And listen,
I'm just-
I
hey.
make no.
You don't know
excuses here. I don't
anything
know
about soccer.
No,
But that's called UEFA.
UEFA.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it stands for the Union of European Football
Come on, man. I
Association.
thought you were a fan.
I think it's the
I think
Union
you're
of the European Football
That is right.
Association.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
messing with you.
Yeah. Anyway, it's UEFA.
UEFA, anyway. So Lincoln Park delivered an exceptional headline performance at the Munich Football Arena for this year's UEFA Champion League final kickoff show. Did a little medley of 4 songs. And, of course, they have their new album with #1 hits like Heavy is the Crown and The Emptiness Machine with over 250 million streams.
Yeah. I mean,
Did you
I'm
catch
not
that?
I'm not a UA. I mean, I'm not a Lincoln Park fan, but
Yeah.
I'm a huge Champions League.
Right.
And in fact, it was a big deal in Europe to have a halftime show. They've never had one.
They opened the show from
Or
what I
whatever.
understand.
Like
yeah.
they've never had that.
Yeah.
It's always been about the game.
That's pretty cool.
And they're following the American. I saw the president of UEFA talking about it, and he said, that 175 million people or something watch, or I forget how many
Wow.
he said, watch the Super Bowl, right? and he said 4 billion watch the World Cup.
Jeez.
So they're trying to make it. They're trying to follow the Super Bowl model.
Yeah, they might as well, man.
Yeah. So anyway, now I'm looking up who was the champions. Go ahead.
So, Phil, are you a Zeppelin fan?
I am, absolutely. Oh yeah.
I don't know if you caught Becoming Led Zeppelin, the new documentary.
No, I haven't. I wanted to see that.
Really amazing documentary. I caught it in the theater, but it's coming to Netflix now.
Oh, awesome. Perfect.
Becoming Led Zeppelin is the first ever authorized documentary by Zeppelin. So
I want to go see it.
it's told by the members of the band.
When's it come out?
It'll be on Netflix.
Yeah,
this
it
week,
came
June
out like
7th.
6 months ago.
Okay.
Maybe not even.
Well, in the theaters it did.
Like 3 or 4 months ago, I think it was.
Yeah.
And they had it. You know
Yeah,
what
it
we
looks
should
awesome.
do? You know, it'd be fun. What we'll do one night, we could show it in the theater
Oh yeah.
and then get Never Never to play a set.
Oh, I love that idea, man. Really love that idea.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Okay, we got to show Phil the theater.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
flip out,
I'd come
dude.
to that. Hell
Oh,
yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, so this documentary is wild. Like I said, it's the first one that's authorized. The members of the band actually tell their story. And what's
That's wild.
unique about this documentary, most of the documentaries you see on Zeppelin, they kind of take you from when the band are superstars. You know,
Yeah,
they're already
yeah.
established. This is becoming Led Zeppelin.
Right.
So it takes you pre-Yardbirds.
Oh, wow.
And how they kind of all met and found each other and how the band came together. It takes you up through like Zeppelin 2.
That's awesome.
I would say.
That's very
The film also features a previously unheard interview with late John Bonham. So, you know, you get that unique perspective
worth
of
it for
John,
that.
too.
That's awesome.
Some stuff that's never been heard.
Very cool.
So, Phil, I know you were at the Metallica show.
I was,
on
yeah.
their latest tour here, right? How was it?
It was outstanding. Absolutely brutal getting in, but
Yeah.
totally worth it once we were there. It's-
Now, Mick, you and I were talking on Friday about Dave Mustaine. He revived old claims that Metallica stole the riff to Enter Sandman from
Now
a
that's-
song called Tapping into the Emotional Void by the band Excel.
Is he talking about the part that goes down, 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 down?
Yes,
that
the
part.
main riff.
Okay. There's a
Yeah.
couple riffs in there, but
Yeah.
that one. Do we have audio now?
We do. You want to hear this?
Yeah. So let's hear. What are we hearing first?
Let me say this. Preface this with: I am a massive Metallica.
Oh,
fan
you're like
and,
them guy.
and love the band. But this sounds
All right.
Oh, no.
this song by Excel.
Oh, no.
Can we do
it
it?
sounds like Enter Sandman.
Let me ask you a question. Do you have Enter Sandman?
Yeah, I've got the
matchup?
Metallica versus
Let's hear
Excel
it.
clip. You
All right.
ready?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, let's check this out here.
This ought to be fun as hell.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Yep.
Excel.
Again, I might have missed it. I'm not kidding.
All right.
I mean, yeah, you hear the
It's
clear.
stripped down. It's
It's-
definitely stripped down.
It's like a root of that riff.
Yeah.
It's like you took what that band did and made it Enter Sandman.
But don't all musicians do that?
Not to that extent.
I don't know.
That's
man.
a tough
Here,
one to defend,
here,
honestly.
I've got a little bit more of
Let's hear
of
it.
the song. You want to hear?
Yeah.
We got to be careful because we're on YouTube. We don't want to get.
Yeah, you can play
dinged
up to
here.
like 7-8
Yeah.
seconds.
All
Yeah.
right, here we go.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear this one.
I'll wait till the drums kick in here.
All right, that's enough. Yeah. Here's what I'll say. That's a complete ripoff. Metallica was in possession of that or knew of it. And then try to say that they wrote Enter Sandman without that in mind.
Well, look, it came
They're full of
out.
shit.
The Excel album came out in 1989. Metallica's Black album came out in 90.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
James, Lars, Kirk, the other dude,
What do you
Rob.
say, Phil? You're a Metallica fan.
It's very similar. That is yeah. I mean it feels stripped down though. Metallica's version because they have more of that little twang at the end of that beat.
Here's the scenario, right?
Yep.
You wrote the Excel song. You guys wrote the Excel song.
Yeah.
I came to you with my new song,
Right.
Enter Sandman. What do you guys say to me?
I like what you did with our song better.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Hey, I like what you
Get
guys
more
did
plays
with
on the
our
radio.
song. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to definitely sell more than ours did. But honestly, I mean, there's no denying that. If you know anything about music, I mean, it's almost the same timing. It's almost
The timing is that's
down, 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 down,
Yeah.
down, that part. Just
Yeah.
that riff. Down, 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 down.
but the
down,
Excel
down.
version has that little they have that twang.
Well, they're
on the end
kind
of
of
those
playing
notes.
chords over it, which is different, but it's clearly that root.
So here's the other thing. Like it's
Metallica
it's kind
ripped
of
them
like
off.
comedy.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe people could come up with the idea at the same time. That's pretty unique to come up with the exact same thing like that, I think. But here's the other thing.
Yeah.
Could he have heard that and then subconsciously?
Yeah, of course. So
wrote
I've done
riff?
that. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I've heard a joke, and 10 years later, because I do a lot of stream of conscious, something might fly out of my mouth, and then I've been like, soon as I'll say it or afterwards, I'll be like, shit, I heard that. If I'm on stage and I do it, I usually say, oh, you know what, my friend so-and-so. Like, I try to give credit. Like,
Yeah.
I don't just go out there and act like it's mine and do it,
Sure.
you know. But I understand that. I do. I also understand parallel thinking. Like, there used to be a local comic around here. I don't want to say his name, but within a week, we both had the same kind of bit and almost the same punchline, but we hadn't seen each other, and we know we didn't. It was just parallel thought. And like
Yeah.
when you're a comic, you start narrowing things down to the punchline. Sometimes it's, especially with topical stuff, it's just the first one there gets it.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
the first guy there gets it. But it happens a lot. It's different with music, though. It is different.
Have you seen that video with Dave Grohl where he was explaining? I forget who he was talking to, but he was being interviewed by somebody, and he was like, "Yeah, the whole hi-hat drums on "Smells Like Teen Spirit" is a ripoff of stuff
Or
like
the
disco
disco.
from the
Yeah,
70s."
yep,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah,
He's
it's
like,
great.
it's the exact same beat. He's like, I'm not some great
Yeah.
drummer. I just did the same thing they did.
I think he did that purposefully though.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
he heard that disco beat and was like ticka 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 and decided to do it.
Took off with it. Yeah.
Kirk Hammett, on the other hand, I don't know that. Who knows what happened there?
Yeah.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that
You think
was
Kirk
out there in the
Hammett
ether.
wrote that riff? I don't. I think James Hetfield wrote that riff.
maybe it was Hetfield. Was it?
Yeah, Hetfield does most of the writing.
You think it was him?
Probably. Look up
Oh,
who
well.
wrote it. Probably says Hetfield and McCoy's or whatever it is.
I forget Hetfield and McCoy.
Yeah.
Dave Mustaine's also
I
got an
don't-
axe to grind with
Yeah.
him anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And he asked for all. I mean, he was writing credits up on
You know,
Master of Puppets.
a lot of my musician friends that are way better than me say things like, you know, Mustaine was
It was written by Kirk Hammett, James Hetfield, and Lars Ulrich. So all of them get the credit.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. It's a great riff. Whoever, if it was parallel thinking, it's really weird. Two very similar style bands.
Yeah.
That riff's not like a super metal riff. It's actually the opposite.
Yeah.
It's dark and demonic, but it could also be like that could be in a classical piece of music. Dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean?
Especially the way they excel.
Yeah,
played it.
yeah. So
Sounds
you know,
Spanish almost.
I
Yeah.
think Metallica's got something to say here, not the other band. I think Metallica's got to explain themselves. I think the other band can stand on its laurels.
Yeah, I don't know if they ever commented on that. That'd be
Why would
interesting.
you?
Right.
Right? You're going to take the credit for Enter Sandman?
Yeah. What did hold on? What did Excel say? They said that Excel thought about suing back when Sandman first came out in 1991, but they decided a lengthy, expensive legal battle just wasn't worth it. That's kind of strange, right?
Well, I mean, I think it's two things. I think the band kind of probably felt intimidated.
They hoped that Sandman would call more attention to them and help their careers.
I get that too. If Metallica would have been cool if they would have come out now and said, look, you know, we kind of did pick up on that riff and do our own thing with it. They're a great band too. But also Metallica can't acknowledge it. Because if they do, they got to give up all that money.
Well, I was going to say, if they went to court, and
they'd lose
they
in a
gotta-
second.
Oh, they would live comfortably for the rest of their lives off of that one song.
Hands down.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Metallica probably would settle it before it. There's no
I'm
way
sure.
they can defend that.
Yeah.
You know that if you listen to some of that old Beach Boys stuff, it's just Chuck Berry with different words.
Yep.
Surfing USA is Johnny Be Good.
Mhm.
You play the same riffs. I mean, it's crazy. But what are you going to do, man? Like it's how it started, you know.
Well,
was that other band
You ever see
black?
those videos?
Was the other band a black band? Were they black?
I'm not
Metallica
sure. I have
band,
no idea.
because that would have been terrible. Like white people have been. I mean, you can't do it in the 80s
Right.
and 90s.
Yeah.
You can't still rip black people off in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like people forgave you in the 50s and 60s because it was still kind of like, you know, virgin territory. But now, no way. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got no idea what they look like.
Yeah, I mean, most of our popular music came from the roots of black music, rock and roll. I'm talking about. So
Yeah, blues.
yeah, it's good to see that metal didn't get racist and steal black people's stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
We'll have to,
We'll
we'll have
find
to look
out.
into that.
How
Yeah.
hilarious would it be if, like, 3 years from now, some kid comes out and goes, "Hey, I just found a tape of my grandfather was in an old R&B band, but he used to do some hard rock stuff," and he comes out and it's like Ride the Lightning or
Yeah,
something.
I'd say it's the riff from Master of Puppets or something.
What else?
So Pearl Jam let a fan on stage play, and people were stunned at what happened. Fans of Pearl Jam were amazed when the band invited a fan on stage to play guitar during a recent performance in Barcelona. The fan, identified as Carlos, impressed both the band and the audience with his performance of Yellow Ledbetter. I've got video of this if you want to check
Yeah,
it
heck
out.
yeah.
What I want to know is
Yeah,
all these, you see this with the Foo Fighters, you see this with a bunch of bands
right.
where they like, yeah, some guy in the crowd, he's got a guitar, he's holding up a sign that's like,
Yeah.
I want to play so-and-so with you. And they bring him up, and it's never a disaster. It's always like, oh my God, this
Right.
guy's a musical
He's
genius.
a phenom, yeah.
Do you think that every single one of those is set up?
No.
You don't. You
No.
think that's all impromptu?
Yeah. Did you ever see Kiss Guy with Foo Fighters?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I
I
mean.
mean, there's tons of dudes out there, bro. At a
Well,
concert,
I listen, I know there are tons of guys out there who would probably kill a lot of the guitar players in the
on
popular
stage.
bands.
Yeah,
but
100%.
what are the chances of somebody coming up and bombing during the show? Like, there's a lot of guys out there who are like, I'm a great guitar player.
I think you
And
got
they
to
are
be.
not
Just
good
whiff
guitar
the first
players.
note. You know?
Well, I
Yeah.
think what happens is most of those situations, the sound man's in on it too. There's multiple guitar players in the band.
Yeah.
And if the kid starts playing and it's terrible, he just takes them out of the mix and the other guitar players do it. And the kid thinks he's still playing. And he's not even in the mix.
That's pretty genius, man.
Yeah.
Actually,
I had to do it with guys in my own band. I mean, take this son of a bitch out of the mix. He's drunk.
here he is.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Let's go look at him now.
Can you play or not?
Marshmallow Spain.
Carlos, everybody.
It's gonna be a thrill for him.
Crazy. Yeah, but I'll be honest with you. I know 10 guys in Maryland that can do that.
Well, of course,
problem.
Yeah, but what are the? I would actually love to see a guy get up there who has no business holding a guitar at all,
Oh, dude.
play with Pearl Jam.
I forgot when we went to dinner last night at the
Yeah.
beach, and then we left there and we went to the sandbar, the karaoke bar.
Right.
I'm telling you now, there was two people that could really sing. I hated them. Then there were two people that got up there and were it was like listening to dogs die.
Dude, bad karaoke is way
It's
better
the
than great
great
karaoke.
and the
Yeah.
host down there. I don't know who this guy is,
Yeah.
but he has that Himalaya Matterhorn voice. Hey, everybody, welcome. Are you ready to go faster? Like that's how he talks in the karaoke bar.
Yeah.
He had a headband on, long hair. Like this dude was
That's
classic and could sing. That guy could sing his ass off. If anybody knows who's in charge of the sandbar karaoke night, I want
Yeah.
him on the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got to start doing that shit. Because that dude, do you imagine the stories that guy can tell? I mean, certain people get up, they don't care if they sound good or not. It's just a dream to sing a song in front of people.
Sure.
Like, I'd love to do it, but I'm just so bad that it's like embarrassing. But oh my
Some
God,
people don't have that embarrassment though.
God bless them.
They don't
They're
know
my-
that they're not
Right.
great.
And then
Yeah.
what happens is the audience responds to that.
Yeah.
So they cheer them on for how awful they are, but it gives the guy on stage this false sense of belief. So he just gets more into it,
Oh,
and it's
dude.
more awful and more enjoyable.
Bad karaoke, bad radio, bad TV.
I love bad
very
comedy.
compelling. Very compelling.
I
Bad
love watching a
comedy.
guy die
Yeah.
for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Is that the
Oh,
best?
yeah.
Do it. And if the guy, like, I love a guy that can bomb with pride. Like, I can do it.
Yeah.
I can do 40
No
minutes
shame.
to sheer silence and enjoy every second of it.
Yeah, that would be quite painful for most
Oh,
people.
love it. I love it. Because I know the jokes work.
Yeah.
And it's just, I'm smart enough now and been doing it long enough. Sometimes people have the best intentions, but the vibe's not there for the room.
Well, a lot of times they're still having fun, even though they're not showing it outwardly.
Bingo.
Too.
I've bombed for an hour
Yeah.
and had a guy walk up to me. I'm not bombed. That's not fair. But like not killed. And guys walk up to me afterwards and be like, dude, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Because like I came from this sort of belief in entertainment. If you're not going to, as a comedian, if you're not going to be hilarious, at least be really interesting. Because I could talk to somebody for anything about an hour. And if it's interesting, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
So as long as you're interesting, I love the dudes that get up there and it's clearly like their second time or third time. It's my favorite thing to watch. It's like, today I was at the
monotone.
I was at the coffee shop and the guy asked me if I wanted a grande and then he'll say whatever punchline. No, I'll take a venti. And then there's just that silence and where the audience kind of all looks like, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Next.
Then he launches into the next one.
Yeah. Then
Sometimes
he
it's
just
a
moves on.
little too awkward for me, though.
I love it. There's a local comedian. I got to get him up. His name is Mo Noor.
Yeah.
And he's from Bangladesh, for real. And he's like your comic's favorite comic. It's like, that's his tagline. And he explains every joke with a compliment. It's like he'll hit a joke. I don't want to do his bits because they're his, but he'll hit a bit and it gets a laugh, but it's like, and then he'll go, technically a good joke. Like, it's like, that's technically a good play on words. Like I'm going to get him in.
He critiques his own material on stage.
Dude, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love the guy. And I love personalities.
Yeah.
If you got a personality, you don't have to be hilarious.
Sure.
I'll follow you the whole way, bro.
Yeah.
There was a lot of great comics like that weren't necessarily like gut-wrenchingly hilarious, but just so interesting.
Naturally funny.
Naturally
and
funny.
Good storytellers.
Norm Macdonald hit a punchline every 7 minutes, every 8 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd listen to him tell a 7-minute story that it was incredible.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the moral to the story joke of his?
Probably.
I'm going to paraphrase the joke because it's 7-8 minutes long. You don't laugh one time until the very end, and it's so stupid. And basically, the joke is the teacher asked the class for an example of a moral to the story. And the first little kid raised his hand. I'm going to speed through it. My dad raises chickens, and he told the guy at the store that he would be bringing 10 chickens to him this week. So the guy paid him. And when my dad went, he only had 8 chickens and had to give some of the money back. And there was a penalty because he didn't have all 10. And the teacher goes, what's the moral to the story? And the kid says, don't count your chickens before they're hatched. Second kid, same thing. My dad delivers eggs. And one day his crate was broken. So he put all the eggs in a basket and the car got hit and all the eggs fell out. Well, what's the moral to the story? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Great. Then little Johnny raises his hand. And teacher goes, oh, this ain't going to be good. Then little Johnny tells a 6-minute story about when his Uncle Billy was left by an entire platoon in Vietnam. They abandoned him. Uncle Billy didn't care because they left him a rifle, 10,000 rounds of ammunition, and 12 bottles of Jack Daniels. And Billy by himself didn't even care that his whole platoon abandoned him. He set out in that jungle, and everything he came in touch with, he either had sex with or murdered. Some of it, both. Billy didn't care. He went all day, drank all 12 bottles, finally found a village of children and women. And Billy went down. He had sex with all the women. He killed all the children. Then he killed all the women. And Billy stood there knowing, covered in the blood and the guts, the sexual juices of everyone he had murdered and had sex with that day. Billy knew that he had done the American thing. The teacher says, by God, Johnny, that's the worst story I've ever heard. Could there possibly be a moral to that story? He goes, I don't know. But I know one thing. don't fuck with Uncle Billy when he's drinking. A 9-minute joke for that punchline.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
He could pull those off, though.
Yeah, great, because he's just so interesting.
Yeah.
Right? And that's like that kind of stuff. I love it. I do. I love it.
For sure.
Could you do stand-up? You think you could do a 5-minute set?
I mean, I've always wanted to try it.
Yeah, would you?
I would if I worked up material that I thought was decent.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Well, right.
But do you
course.
think you could, like, say you had 5 minutes? Do you have the balls to stand in front of a room and say, I'm going to make you laugh?
I mean, it's funny because I get a little taste of that. I don't do stand up during my comedy.
No, but you do the
shows,
hypnotist
but,
thing.
But
Right.
I'm standing up trying to entertain people.
Sure, and you have funny things.
And be humorous.
Yeah.
So, I at least have that experience behind me.
Matt, by the way, I had a dream, but I'm going to ask you on the show so that you can politely tell me to fuck off. But I had a great idea one time.
Yeah.
You and I do a hypnosis show. You talk to them and get them hypnotized. Then I come in with you and kind of do a play-by-play as you're doing your thing off to the side. Like, you know how, like, when you say, okay, when I count to 3, you're all going to be, you just won the Olympic gold medal for speed racing. You're going to get up and celebrate, right? And then it's hilarious, right? And then you'll pick 1 or 2 people. And, like, I just think it'll be hilarious from in the back. And I'm like, Matt, look at the dude in the brown shirt right now. What the fuck is he doing, Matt? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We should try that one time. That could be fun. Dude.
All right. Yeah, I'm open to that for sure.
That would. You think so? I think it could be fun.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, put that fucking girl's shirt on. Like stuff like that. I just think it would be fun. Well, Phil, listen, bro, it has been awesome talking to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Really
Thank
cool,
you.
man.
Love coming up.
You're
Gotta
gonna
have you guys out.
We're gonna do it, and we're gonna get you back up, definitely.
Guntry.
Yeah, the Guntry. How do people? What's the website?
Yeah, Guntry.com.
G-U-
Guntry, GuntryMaryland.com.
Oh, Guntry.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep. We have a website. You can reserve lanes there. Yeah, come on out. 10705 Red Run Boulevard, Owens Mills.
Awesome. Well, Matt, we got to end the show because Owen.
Yeah.
He just texted me. Guess what?
What'd
The
he
text
say?
I got. 16 years old. Enough, Mr. Mickey. Let's go. We're hungry.
You know where he gets his assertiveness.
Nice.
Yeah, Doug must be sitting there typing for him. I don't know what the hell's going on. Everybody, thank you. Phil Von Eiff, great guest.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for
Appreciate it. Thank you
appreciate
very much.
everything, man. And tune in tomorrow. Who do we got tomorrow, Matt?
We've got Rich Davis coming up. to talk
Oh,
about
my
his band.
God.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of phenomenal musicians,
Yeah.
he's got a big debut. Was in a band for years around town. Very, very well-respected metal band
Called
called
Mystic
Mystic Force.
Yeah.
Like every metal band that ever saw them was like, wow, those guys were great.
Yeah.
Wasn't my cup of tea musically, but a little too.
I loved him, man.
I
used
know
to go
you
see him
did.
all the time.
Yeah,
back in the
it was a
day.
little too heavy for me.
Yeah.
And
Real quick, I
yeah.
forgot to mention
Yes.
the basically the glue that keeps Guntry together.
Yes.
Our HR, Karen Becker. I just got
Ah.
a very nasty text from her. I am so sorry. I love you. She's the best.
Wait.
And she basically holds Guntry together.
So,
Nice.
Karen, listen, I say Karen with respect.
Yes. Oh,
By
yeah.
the way.
This lady
Not
commands
calling her-
respect. Yep.
Yes. Karen, I cannot wait to meet you. And from this moment on, Karen, you are the reason Guntry is successful, not this piece of crap.
Yeah, I
All
have
right.
nothing to do with this. Success.
None.
Nothing at all.
Thanks, Phil. Everybody, we
Thank
will
you,
see you
guys.
tomorrow, 5 p.m. Also, big announcement next week. We are doing a morning show. We are going to do one, not this coming week, Matt. The following, we're going to try one out in the morning, see what happens.
That'll be interesting, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Hey, by the way, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're
Yes.
pushing everything over there soon. So,
At Mickey Talks Pod.
youtube.com/@MickeyTalksPod. Please subscribe.
See everybody tomorrow. Adios, amigos.